So, you know, when you think about things like that, realistically, that just proved to me how obsessive it can be. Because realistically, who can hit a home run every time?
Every time. Not even Baby the Ruth.
Not even Baby the Ruth.
Hank of the Era.
Hank of the Era. They make us several points here. They say, first, falling in love is not an act of the will or a conscious choice. No matter how much you want to fall in love, you can't make it happen. It tends to be that when we're not seeking love, it overtakes us.
Some emotional thing just creeps up on you. Chop, chop.
You know, sometimes you can fall in love at inopportune times with very
interesting people.
Unlikely people. Yeah.
Yes.
And then second, falling in love, we really shouldn't say that it's real love, because falling in love is effortless.
Yeah, no work.
No work at all. There's no work.
They should call it the do love. Because you just do.
Yeah, you know, you may be spending money and phone calls and time and stuff like that, but there's really no effort into falling into love. And then third, one who is in love is not genuinely interested in fostering the personal growth of the other person, which means that we're not, like I said before, I'm not focusing on my growth or your growth. We're just trying to be together.
It's just the experience.
Yeah.
You're right. It's really not, I'm going to be everything that she needs me to be so that she can be everything she needs to be. It's really not happening.
You know, there's also in the book, there's a Dr. Peck, who he's gotten several research quotes or questions from. And I'm just going to read this. It says, if falling in love is not real love, what is it? This is what Dr. Peck says it is. In love now. It is a genetically determined instinctual component of mating behavior. In other words, the temporary collapse of ego boundaries that constitutes falling in love is a stereotypic response of human beings to a configuration of internal sexual drives and external sexual stimuli, which serves to increase the probability of sexual pairing and bonding as to enhance the survival of the species.
And in other words, be fruitful and multiply. I mean, God's awesome, boy. You know, he gave us everything we needed. He just taught us exactly what to do. Even innately, He gave us the desire to be fruitful and multiply.
And whether or not you agree with that particular conclusion, when you realize, when you think back to when you fell in love and out of love, that the emotional high that it catapulted you to could have resulted in almost anything.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you were capable of anything. If you've seen people who fall in love and then say, there's nobody in the world like him or her. Nobody has ever been created that's like him or her. And like we said, you will forsake mom, dad, children, church, Christ,
your
world.
Job. Yeah.
I mean, you have seen people forsake things you thought they would never forsake. People who you knew seemed to be of good mental recourse.
They have some good mental faculties.
Yeah. You thought they had all the oars in the water, then suddenly somebody shot a hole in the boat. You just can't believe they're doing what they're doing. And their explanation oftentimes is what, Silver? I'm in
love.
Big time.
I love it, him.
And then about 2 months later, a year later, they say, what did I do? I married the devil.
It was the devil.
Satan.
Okay. Now, sometimes when you get married during this portion, you're still in love and you're on this euphoria. You're in this euphoria and nothing they do is wrong. You agree about everything. And then when you come down, which is now your second, you know, you're moving into your third year of marriage. Now, these are just like averages, you know, it's not, everybody's not like this. But average-wise.
Just about.
Just about. Then once you get past your in-love experience, then you realize that you don't agree about anything.
It seems like maybe the very basic things. But then you start to see, hey, we actually do have different tastes in things.
Yeah.
I didn't like doing that with you. I mean, I did it just because I thought you would like it, but now I realize I don't like it. And because I don't like it, you should love me enough not to do it. So now you don't want me to do what I like because you don't like it, because I should love you enough not to do what you don't like because I like it. Well, I'm liking it enough to keep doing it, even doing it. I'm going to keep on doing it even if you don't think I'm supposed to doing it, because if you love me, you'd like for me to do what I like to do even though you don't like it. And I can't say any of that again.
Yeah, play that one back. That was a good one.
I'm telling you. That's a bunch of likes.
Now, does that mean that having been tricked into marriage by the illusion of being in love, because that's what people kind of feel like. They feel like I'm married now, but now I see that I'm not in love, and I was never in love. It was just a phase.
It wasn't love.
It was not love. Now, you have two options. Number one, you can spend a life of misery with your spouse, or you can jump ship and try again. Those tend to be the two choices we think we have.
And neither one of them really works.
Right.
Because if you stay together miserable, you just got miserable times two. If you jump ship and start trying again, every time you jump ship, you sink a little faster the next time.
Yeah, and some very startling statistics, and you know, you can find various statistics. That's
the word.
When it comes to divorce. But here he says that about 40% of first marriages end in divorce.
Wow.
And then 60% of second marriages and 75% of third marriages.
That means 3/4 of the
Three-quarters of the third marriages.
So only 25% of those
last.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Now, what they say, those were the two options that we think we have.
Okay.
But then they did research, and there's a third and better alternative.
Yes.
Isn't that a good thing? That's some good news.
Another 3.
Oh, yeah,
3 years, 3 months. Third option.
We can recognize what the in-love experience was for what it was.
Right.
Just a temporary emotional high.
Right.
And now that we realize that, we can pursue real love.
Absolutely. And that takes an understanding, because even in that in-love experience, you have created a connection between you and your spouse.
Exactly.
So it wasn't fake in the sense that it was a trick of the universe just to get you to procreate. Now, I don't want you to think that. I don't want you to get mad at the Lord about that. No, that's not it. But it does give you the potential and the option and the possibility of actually coming together in a committed relationship where love can exist like you never even realized when you all first got together. See, it's a difference in going to a job. Let's say that your job was to stand at the corner hoping somebody would come by, and let's say that you are a common laborer.
Okay.
You're a laborer.
Okay.
And the only way that you can get a job is you have to stand out here and wait for people to come by and pick you up. Now, every morning, you know you need to work, but you ain't quite sure if they're going to show up or not.
Right.
But when you got a job that you can count on, then you know exactly what you're going to get out of it. You know exactly what you got to put into it to make it better, to make it work better, and to make it be more effective in the relationship that you have with that employment.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you can exist better there than you could out there wondering if work was going to show up.
Yes.
If we live in the in-love experience, if that's all we count on is that first in-love experience, it's just like that is waiting and hoping that work will show up. We had a couple of great days of work. Seemed like we were working every day. But now all of a sudden, you know, they ain't coming by quite as often. I don't have as many jobs as I used to have.
Right.
But when you have employment and you know that it is consistent, then you can live to a better life than you had when you first got started.
That was a great analogy.
Thank you.
Now, what is
I had to develop that because I wanted to make sure nobody got the wrong impression.
Exactly. Now, real love. Now, this kind of love is emotional, not obsessional.
Oh, okay.
It is a love that not reunites, but unites reason and emotion. It involves an act of the will and requires discipline.
Yes.
And it recognizes the need for personal growth.